Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be going over just a quick summary of everything that we know from the preliminary notes for patch 5.4. So here we are back on the logstone. So these came out just today. So this is just going to be the preliminary notes, but basically everything that we're going to need to know on everything that's coming. So they have said many times right now that because of everything that's going on in the world, they had to hold back a lot of stuff from patch 5.3 and kind of had to move it to patch 5.4 instead. Not really too big of a surprise given the state of the world right now, but because of all that, patch 5.4 is supposed to have the most content that it's had in possibly any of the patches, so I'm really excited about that. So we're not going to read over everything here for the preliminary notes. We're just going to be doing a quick summary, but if you want to have a closer look at it, you can always just go to the logstone and have a quick look yourselves. So additional features, I mean, we've already talked about this with other videos such as the Ishgardian Restoration, the Blue Mage, Save the Queen Blades of Grunhilde, the main scenario quest, the Emerald Weapon. So this is going to be all the playable content and where we can find it. So yes, the major thing here is going to be new main scenario quests. We have some screenshots here. So of course, like we were all kind of expecting, it's going to be unlocked from the Rising Stones. The quest itself is called Alize's Quest. So to unlock it is fairly simple. You just have to be a Disciple of War Magic at level 80, and you go to the Rising Stones and speak with Cryle. And of course, you have to have had completed the main scenario quest up to Reflections in Crystal. I don't think that's going to be a problem for anyone though. So as for the main scenario quests here, they're not going to be as long as Reflections in Crystal. That one was practically a whole movie there, which I enjoyed. But it's just going to be the 10 quests like we are kind of used to by now, and they're going to be shorter, but let's not forget that patch 5.3 was wrapping up the story of Shadowbringers, and there was a lot to wrap up. Here, though, it's going to be us setting the stones for the next expansion. Don't know anything else about the expansion right now, and we don't really have a clear idea where we're going to just yet. If I had to guess, though, I'm gonna say that maybe somewhere out in Ishabard, maybe in Mericidia. I actually am planning a video on my theories on where I think we're going to be going, so I can't wait for that part. So this here is just going to be setting everything up for the ending for Shadowbringers, as well as the beginning for the next expansion. Okay, the next part they talk about is the new Chronicles of a New Era quest that have been added, the Sorrows of Wyatt. So there's only going to be 2 quests here. The first one is going to be the Blood of Emerald, which of course you need to be a level 80, and you unlock it in the Lot by speaking to the Resistance officer. And you first have to complete the Chronicles of a New Era quest, Sleep Now in Sapphire. So you have to have dealt with the Sapphire weapon before unlocking this one. So I'm guessing that the Blood of the Emerald is just going to be us unlocking the new trial, and once we beat that, that's when we can accept the next quest, which is going to be kind of setting everything up for the final part of the story, which is going to be involving the diamond weapon. Okay, and also we have Eden. So for Eden, the quest is called Empty Promise, and you unlock it in Amnarang by speaking with Yalford. And also we have to complete not only the Chronicles of a New Era quest Worlds Apart, basically have completed everything up for Eden up till now, but we also have to have completed the main scenario quest for Reflections in Crystal, which makes sense because with Thancred and Urianger having returned to the source, it's just going to be Reen and Gaia, so it's just going to be the 3 of us here, and yeah, we're going to be seeing how Eden and the Empty is doing. So for this one, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 quests. So the first one, Empty Promise, is just going to be us unlocking the final series of quests. The next few are going to be probably just battling everything out with the trials and everything. And I think the last quest down here, whatever that may be, is just going to be wrapping up the whole story with Reen and Gaia. There is some predictions going on right now that this may be the last time that we actually see Reen. I don't think so. I do think that we will be seeing Rien again. I just don't know when or how, especially since most of everything that's happening is going to be taking place on the source, but you never know. And we do have a slight surprise in the Dark Apocalypse. So Yorhai is going to be included in this. It's not going to be unlocking any major trials or raids or dungeons or anything. It's just going to be a simple story quest. This here is a rather dark image of the screenshot of what's coming for us. Can't really see so far. If I had to guess, though, it looks like we're going to be accompanying one of the dwarfs back to the puppet's bunker and just have a look around there. Maybe learn some secret information about what is going on here, because we really don't have too many clues or hints of anything that's really happening. I haven't really played Dark Apocalypse. I know about the story, but yeah, I haven't played Final Fantasy XIV for a long time. You're kind of just working on... Don't really understand too much of what's going on. However, the quest is called To Make Amends, and you unlock it in Kalusha by speaking with Konog. And of course, you had to have completed the quest up to Crime and Punishment, which was ending with the final quest where you unlock the puppet's bunker. And here's another one that really took me by surprise, with a new role quest. So I wasn't expecting another role quest here. I guess that this is going to be kind of wrapping up the whole story with maybe the Warriors of Darkness and their stories, I guess. So this here is Celia, and she's in the Crystarium where we unlock this quest. And not only do we have to complete the main scenario quest of Reflections in Crystal, we have to complete the role quest, which is Shadow Walk with Me. So basically, you have to complete all the other role quests and wrap up that entire storyline. I actually made quite a few videos about the Warriors of Darkness, so if you want to look into that, it's down in the description. Those were a lot of fun to do. So I'm guessing that we're going to be wrapping up the story here with Celia. And the quest is called Safekeeping. So that might give us a bit of a clue to what this is about. I think that it's going to be about Celia, and she's going to be taking on the role of maybe safekeeping the true memory of the Warriors of Darkness. Ooh, or even better yet, I have another idea, and I think that involves the other crystals, like the dead crystals of light that belong to each of the Warriors of Darkness. That's my bet here. I hope I don't ruin anything. So these are known as the Void Quests, and we actually unlock that from Celia as well in the Crystarium. And we do have a screenshot, a bet log, and a little Porksy right with us. I'm guessing that must be Angelo or Alize's little Porksy, and I think that we're just going to be wrapping up the story with maybe helping the people at the inn in Amnarang, or something like that. That's my best bet. Anyway, so the quest is the Hero's Journey, which you also unlock from Celia in the Crystarium. And interestingly enough, we have to do like a lot of role quests, including safekeeping, which we mentioned before, but we also had to do the quest Thought Around the Clock, the Diabolical Bismarck, a Fiendish Likeness, a Delphic Sacrosum, and a Demonic Duplicate. So if you don't know, those are the quests needed to unlock, I think, the extreme mode for Ravana, Bismarck, Sephiroth, Sophia, and Zervin. I have no idea what any of that is about, but there's going to be 3 quests altogether, and I'm dying to know what that's about. I really want to know, so who knows? I really don't know. Okay, so next up we have the new chapters that have been added to the New Game Plus, which I was really looking forward to because I do want to go back and play those again. So we have the Shadowbringers Part 3, as well as each of the role quests and the void quests, which I am greatly relieved of because those are really good stories and it would be nice to relive those. But we also have all of the job quests, including the tank, the DPS, and the healers. So these are going to be all of them, so including all of the storyline. Really happy about that. So we can go back and play any one of the jobs all over again whenever we want once these come out. Okay, now to the treasure hunt. We have the shifting oubliettes of Le Gorat, which have been added. So Should a portal appear when you're opening a treasure coffer found with the Zoroaskin treasure map, it will lead either to the dungeons of Lethgara or the shifting oubliettes of Lethgara. So it's going to be completely random. I had thought originally that this was going to be part of Lethgara, the original dungeons there, but this is actually going to be like a separate branch. So in order to go through here, you just have to be a level 80. You have to have a level sync of 505. It's up to 8 players and can last up to 60 minutes, assuming that you don't end up choosing the wrong doors. So this is actually going to be really simple. It's going to be like a game of roulette. And a treasure chest is going to appear once these enemies defeated, and hopefully you'll get something good. So how to get out of here is simple. Either you bring out the 5 summons and defeat them, Animos is summoned, which will automatically kick you from the party, or you're all immediately KO'd. So you're going to be getting brand new rewards, probably brand new clothes as well for that, like items needed for the new clothes. And yeah, so there's going to be separate designs and rewards for each of them. As for the grand and free companies, we're going to have new craftable items that have been added to the company workshop, including this one here, which is an adorable log cabin, like a little cottage that you would imagine like out in the country. And oh, it's just so cute. Like you can see, it's like completely decked out with flowers and everything. We also have new subaquatic voyages, so you have new areas, new items. Maximum submersible rank has been increased from 75 to 80. As for housing, the auto demolition was temporarily disabled for patch 5.3, but the timer for that has been added right back, and it's going to be back with patch 5.4, and you can find out more information about that. Also, we have new furnishings from the design contest. You can actually learn more about that from these two. So as for the designs, we have these beautiful like drapings on the walls. We have some new cooking items. It looks like you can actually bake cookies here. So that's a little tiny cookie board with cookie cutters and ingredients, even cracked eggs. We also have this cute little design here where it looks like, I would say like flowers for sale, so you can actually set up like a little flower shop inside. I really do like this one here. It looks like something that you could probably win from Tiana, and it's like beautiful flowers and crystals all mixed together for the lighting. I want to get that. I'm definitely getting that somehow. As for furnishings inside the house, we talked a little bit about this before, but we have the mannequins. We have like this great big golden lion, which I'm guessing that we can actually earn from the oubliettes of Lethgara. And we also have like these containers where you can actually put things on display. So you can put in like your armor, it looks like your weapons. You can put just about anything inside these actually. That's nice. So we have these indoor like rose vines. We have this poster on the wall that talks about the elements. And we have a so it looks like we have a stew, first of all, like some kind of stew with a mug on the table, and we have a light with a Gubu and a light sticking out of his head. Also, in here we have these are outdoor items. We have what looks like a brick road, a new flowering plants, and these items here, oh, I get it. Those are going to be like for a store. So you can actually put things on display, it looks like, for as if it was a store. I know a lot of places are actually putting in like these stalls and everything. So that's going to be a really funny design, like especially if you do plan on running a store outside of your house. Next up, we have new orchestrion roles added, and the descriptions of certain orchestrion roles have been adjusted to prevent spoilers. Interesting. And new aquarium fish have been added, including what looks like a glow-in-the-dark shark. This here is something I'm really happy about. I've always been very partial to carnations, and those are going to be new seeds for flower pots. And you can get those from just about any place with the seeds. Alright, so we have some new additions to the Manderville Gold Saucer. Now, they did talk a lot about this during the live letter, so the major updates are involving Triple Triad, as well as Domain Mahjong. I haven't really played Domain Mahjong all that well, and I'm not really too much of a fan of Triple Triad, if I have to be honest. But you now have new tournaments that are added, so you can actually join your friends and actually participate in these tournaments, which are going to be a lot more often. And you can actually have like a random set of cards at your disposal. So it's kind of like you're just testing yourself to see just how good you are at this game and how good you are at improvising. So I won't go into too much details about the new rules and everything, so you can look over that if you really are interested at any time. Also, we have the new rules for Mahjong. So you have quick matches and you can actually join with other friends and play together, so up to 4 people. Again, I really don't understand how Domin Mahjong works all that much. I guess I just haven't had a very good teacher, had somebody who had the patience to teach me, especially since I probably don't have patience myself. What can you do? Alright, so for the miscellaneous items. So they have made additions and adjustments to the trust system, as well as new prizes in exchange for the Chloe's gold certificate of commendation, as well as the silver and bronze. We have additional adjustments made to the Fox Hollows. Yes, so we will no longer be having the Shiva Unreal mode. Instead, we'll be having Titan Unreal. And we should all be praying for our souls for that. But I will say this, the number of Fox leaves earned for uncovering illustrations has been increased. So, yes, this has been a problem. Like, for the swords, the gift box, the coffer, you actually earn a lot more here. So, that is a good thing. Really a good thing. But I will also say that new items are available for exchange. And, yeah, especially if you just earn like 5 a week. Really, you just earn 5 leaves a week. That's really not going to get you anything for a long time. So, hopefully, they're making things maybe a little bit easier. Maybe that's why they increase the leaves, because they know people are not going to be looking forward to doing Titan again. Okay, sounds for the following instruments have been added. We have the violin, the viola, the cello, and the double brass. That's the new performance. And that's a really pretty violin, too. You don't really expect to see violins here in Eorzea. Okay, we have a new challenge log that's been added, which is going to be participating in an open tournament for Triple Triad. Ooh, new emotes. Forgot about that. So they're going to have brand new emotes added, including this painting one. And also, I never really gave this one much thought, but they're going to have new additions for the change poses emote. So whenever you're standing around, you have idle stances. They actually added some more here, I guess just for variety. I guess people are just getting bored with like what they already have. So I'm really curious to see what they have there, because they're all bound to be very different from each other. Alright, moving on to the battle system. We have the new dungeon of Matoya's Relics that's been added. So in order to do this particular dungeon, which is going to be part of the main scenario, you just have to be a level 80 and have an average item level of 470 or above, 4 players as usual, and you have 90 minutes to complete it. So we don't know exactly what part that you'll be playing through it, but you can also do the trust system as well if you do want to do it. As for the level sync has been added to the following duties, the Aniter and the Hero's Gauntlet. Ooh, the new trial has been added, Castrum Marinum, which is the Emerald Weapon. So for the Emerald Weapon, you just have to participate in the quest of Blood of Emerald, which you do accept from the Resistance Officer, we mentioned that before. So you just have to be an average item level of 485 or above, 8 players, lasts about 60 minutes. They will also have an extreme version of that if you're interested in that as well. And you just have to be a level item average of 500 or above to participate in that. Also, it does seem that if you're having trouble earning the new mount, which we'll get to that in just a moment, you will be receiving totems for these for every victory that you have, and you can exchange those for the mount later on, and even the weapons as well. I do think that we will be getting new weapons for this particular one though. Okay, and here we go. The Naval Unreal. I have no words. I just feel a lot of pain. But I will say this, average item level is 430. And you need 8 party members and lasts about 60 minutes, which, let's face it, we're going to need every minute that we can get. So So in order to do that, we just have to speak to the fantastic Mr. Fox again. Apparently we unlock it by speaking with the painfully Ishgardian man. And we also have to complete the main scenario quests of Shadowbringers and Keeping Up with the Alipos. However, I should point out that that was originally used to unlock Shiva. So if you already spoke with the painfully Ishgardian man and unlocked everything, then you don't need to worry about finding it. So because it will automatically unlock for you. Alright, so for the drop rate of the Ruby Gibbler Trumpet in Cider Drift Extreme has also been increased. And you can exchange that for the new totems, and that's for the Ruby weapon in case you're interested. And here we go, our first look of the new raid dungeon Eden's Promise. So you just have to be level 80, just like everything else here. Average item level of 485 or above, 8 players, and the party is going to be in there for about 90 minutes, so you have until then to beat her. So we have the Dissidia version of the Cloud of Darkness, and I gotta say, like, if this is going to be just part of the Warrior of Darkness's memory, and like it's just part of our memory that's creating her, just like with all the other primals and everything, yeah, I'm really wondering just what goes on inside their heads to create such weird versions of the primals. Okay, so treasure coffers will be appearing after you complete Eden's Promise, and it's not going to receive a year. So you won't be receiving gear from this, but instead you'll get tokens that you can exchange for gear, just like what we've been doing up until now, and you can only earn 1 a week from each of the 4 trials. So for the item exchange, it's pretty typical, what we pretty much are used to. So you just need a certain number of these particular items to get each one of the other items, basically. Also, you earn what's known as a Blade of Lost Antiquity once a week, which eventually you can earn enough to exchange for the fragmented Tombstones, which can be exchanged for weapons. And it talks a little bit more about Eden's Promise. This is as Savage mode, so it does go much more onto it. It's going to be, you have to be at least a level 500 or above to be able to even attempt this. Oh man, just look at this guy. Like I didn't really get a good look at him before, but he's got like 8 eyes, he's got like 6 mouths and multiple noses. He's freaky looking. But I love the design anyway. Also, there are going to be weapons for doing the Savage mode, just kind of everything that we expect. So it's all listed right here. They also have new adjustments for the Puppet's Bunker, so the weekly restrictions have been removed. And the following duties have been added to the Raid Finder, which is the Naval Unreal, Eden's Promise, Castrum Marinum, and the following duties have been added to the Duty Finder, including the Seat of Sacrifice, Savage, or Extreme Mode, sorry, and Eden's Verse, Savage. Also, we're going to be receiving the Power of the Echo through the Seat of Sacrifice and Extreme Mode as well. So, what we expect from Allegon Tombstones, that's going to be added here. The weekly limitation of Allegon Tombstones of Allegory has been removed. There's also going to be the Tombstones of Phantasmagoria. They're no longer obtainable, so if you have any now, well, they're not going to be used for much longer. However, you can go ahead and exchange those for Tombstones of Allegory if you're interested. As for the duty roulette, Expert has now been changed to reflect only the hero's gauntlet and Matoya's relict. As for the Eniter, that has been added to the duty roulette for level 80 dungeons, and it has been increased from 430 to 440. Also, the Castrum Marinum has been added to the trials, the Puppet's Bunker has been added to the duty roulettes, and Eden's Promise added to normal rates. And new duties are added to the Mentor. So if you are a mentor, you plan on becoming a mentor, it's going to be increasing from 465 to 485 to be able to register for a duty roulette for a mentor. Right, here is another list of the adjusted tombstones that you'll be receiving, which ones and how many. Bit of a long list there. As well as the kind of tombstones that are rewarded for defeating the elite marks, that's also been changed. So most of this is actually about the tombstones. Okay, we also have new trials added to Stone, Sky, and Sea, And following additions have been made to Gangos. We can actually go to Gangos, and it looks like we have a resistance appraiser, a locksmith, and we have catches also inside of Gangos as well. So we don't have to keep returning to Boja like whenever we do leave or kicked out of for whatever reason. So a lot of this is also going to be talking a lot more about Boja and the differences that have been made there. We have new logos actions, but we're now moving on to the items. I know, it's a long list. What can you do? So these are going to be the new armor from the new Tombstones that we're going to be getting. Definitely inspired from Dark Souls. But I'm really interested and curious about here because we have new recipes that have been added. They look just as awesome, if not even more so. Definitely kind of like a dark gothic style mixed with steampunk. That's the impression I'm getting there. So these are going to be brand new recipes. So you'll be able to make those eventually as well. Also, this is very interesting here because there are some pieces of gear that you have to be a certain gender to be able to wear them, or you can forget all that. This here is a list of everything that you can wear, no matter if you're a boy or girl. Yeah, love that. Love the equality there. Also, we have some changes made to gear when they're worn with certain leg gears that's been adjusted. Not really sure what that means just yet. Oh well, what can you do? Also, we have some name changes. So instead of Robina's tokens, those are going to be Blue Crafter script tokens. I guess people just got so tired of Rowena, they're just changing the names completely. Can't really blame them for that. So these a lot more things here, such as gear. Certain items cannot be sold, desynthesized, or submitted for expert delivery missions. We also have some gathering points here. Splendid exchange added to the gathering log. Changes made to Fisher. So this here looks like mostly for gathering and crafting mostly. You can take that and look at this whenever you want. New fishing holes, new items have been added to gathering points, new miner and botanist gathering points. Here is a big thing. It's going to be additions and adjustments have been made to ocean fishing. So we're going to be having new routes, new bonuses, perhaps new achievements to unlock so that we'll end up more gear and everything. We have advanced materia mending where you can now use multiple materia in a single attempt. And the level cap for desynthesis has been increased from 490 to 510. Alright, so here's going to be one of the new mounts that's going to be added, which is from the Emerald Weapon. And I got a Shinryu vibe from him, but what can you expect there? Also, we have new barding added, which of course is going to be from the Emerald Weapon once again. Not as flashy as the others, but definitely a much sleeker design. Reminds me of the Ruby Weapon. To be natural, though. Here we have new minions that have been added, including, I'm guessing this one is going to be earned from doing subaquatic voyages, it looks like, and you just happen to bring that back if you're lucky. But this little guy here, definitely something that you end up getting from Matoya's Roulette. New fashioning accessories have been added, such as these umbrellas down here. We got a pink polka dotted one, and a much brighter, colorful one. I'm guessing that those are going to be from the Ubulettes of Liagora. That's my best bet. What I am loving here, though, are the wings. These here are just beautiful white wings. I don't know where you get them. I really hope to find out soon. So you can't fly with them. They're not like a mount, but they do move. So it does look like you grew wings and everything, but come on, Square Enix, make them fly. Please, let us fly. I'm going to be getting those as soon as possible. Alright, so we're getting there. We're almost done. So here we have some system changes. So new achievements have been added. Certain duties and trials can now count towards the completion of achievements, such as how Shiva Unreal will no longer be counted. What can you do? So these are the achievements and the duties. Oh, especially for the tanks. So yes, if you play a tank and you run through like a certain number of dungeons and trials enough, then you can earn special achievements and mounts. So these are the ones that are going to be added to those to help things along. Alright, so we also have the Explorer mode that's been added, so you can freely explore previous uncompleted dungeons. So during this time, you can take your time to enjoy the scenery of your favorite dungeons without worrying of being attacked or obstacles to ruin the fun. You can actually perform all manner of limit breaks as well. You can ride mounts, you can bring out minions, you can take screenshots, do roleplay, anything you want in this. So the ones that we can run through are only the ones that we unlocked with Shadowbringers, its Home Mistress Switch, but also we can go all the way up to Matoya's Roulette, so that is something that's going to be added just for now. I am sure that they will be adding other dungeons later on. Okay, we also have some additions to adjustments that have been made to Retainer Ventures. Duties that can be recorded have also changed. Classic color scheme, that's something very interesting here. So we have the dark version and the light version that we kind of brought out in honor of Shadowbringers, but now we have a more classic version, like you're going back to like when games first started coming out, like the classic like Final Fantasy outlook, like way back in like the original Final Fantasy. So you can go ahead and change that as well. Okay, in preparation for the large-scale battle of Delbruium Regane Savage and the addition of the 48-player alliances in patch 5.45, they have made adjustments. So we have several adjustments for that as well. It's not something that we really should be focused too early, though it might be a bit too early to really focus on all of that yet. But they have something here that's actually very interesting in that roles subject to the adventure in need bonus under the Duty Roulette tab are now indicated by an icon. So for example, if there are people who are running like expert mode and they need more tanks. Of course, tanks and healers don't really need to wait too often, but I guess this is something really for DPS and that they can look and see, well, which ones need a DPS most right now. So, yeah, there's really just mostly miscellaneous things, such as how we have brand new stickers that are going to be added for your little screenshots there. Checkbox to disable active help windows has been removed from active help windows. New search recipes using this material subcommand can be executed. And we have reached the bottom where we have the idea of the new text commands that have been added. So it looks like we have several different paint emotes here, such as black, red, yellow, blue, and we have the fake smile. That's going to be painful to watch. Okay, so just about everything else here, such as additions and adjustments have been made to the auto translation dictionary, additions have been made to the PlayStation 4 autocomplete dictionary, music and sound effects have been added, and the sound effect played when initiating a countdown are now categorized as system sound. Don't know if that was absolutely necessary, but hey, what do I know about it? But there we go, everyone. That's a brief rundown of everything here for the preliminary notes. What do you all think? Are you all excited about it? A lot more than what we're used to here so far, but I am all on board for that. So starting next Tuesday, it looks like we're not going to be short of any kind of information. And I think we're just going to be blown away by everything that's going to be coming for us. But until next time, everyone, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, I'll be seeing you when patch 5.4 comes out. Bye!